Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a historic episode of Flesh Wound Farce. The reason why it's historic is because this is the first live Flesh Wound Farce episode available exclusively to our fabulous Patreon members. And if you're watching this a week after we recorded this on the YouTube, you can become a Patreon member by heading to patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures to join our fabulous Patreon, where you can vote on movies that we review. For example, today we are reviewing Dragnet, that was voted upon our fabulous Patreon audience. Now, I am the world's first and only combination trivia host and professional wrestling announcer of Chilean descent, Ozzy V. And with me, as always, on this program, first in the Northern California Bay Area, world-famous juggler, Greg Larson. Greg, we just had a live show. I know you haven't had an opportunity to play some more PSVR 2, but I guarantee you're excited that we're half an hour closer to getting there.
Oh, let me tell you. Yeah, I'm heading back there because I even have the the infrared light, so that I can turn the lights off in my room, and I can still use my PSVR because it'll have the ability to see.
Don't do any Resident Evil with the lights off.
You can't.
You will shit your pants.
You can't do that sitting down. You're right. But you can't do that sitting down, because you can actually, when you're standing, you can take your hand, reach behind your back to grab your shotgun, or reach into your side to grab your pistol.
No, I'm not touching Resident Evil in VR.
Flip a knife.
Listen, the Resident Evil 2 remake, regular, was enough for me to be like, no, I'm not going to do any VR Resident Evil. No, I'm good. I think it's a testament to Capcom. They did a fabulous job scaring the shit out of me. So I don't want that to be scared the shit out of in VR, because my VR shit will be real shit.
Gotcha. So what you're telling me is the only balls you have is that trophy next to you.
Okay. You know what? Listen, that is a video game that's intended to raise anxiety. That's intended to raise people's fear. I don't want that. What I do want is this. And I'll tell you that I wanted it so bad, I got it 2 years in a row, because I rule. Now, here's the best part, Patreon audience. That whole, I just cursed, I think, a bunch of times. That's exclusive for you. Because live Patreon next week on the YouTube, that's all going to be edited. More work for producer Todd. Sorry.
Yeah.
But I think he's okay.
Like putting an asterisk next to that trophy.
Now, there is no asterisk that belongs on this trophy, because I won this trophy as agreed upon by everybody on this league, so there's no reason for any asterisks. Now, moving on. Flesh Room producer Todd, I referenced you without introducing you. How are you? Yes, I understand we just went live, but I'm asking you again. Probably still chilling.
Chilling.
There we go. All right, now our second live episode is going to be on the film Dragnet, which was released on June 26, 1987, rated PG-13 with a runtime of an hour and 46 minutes. Todd, do you have a trailer ready?
Yes, I do.
Let's roll it whenever you're ready.
Okay. Now available on Blu-ray. Ooh. Collector's edition from
deleted scenes.
I'd have to double check.
The story you are about to see this summer is true. Only the names have been changed to protect the innocent. For instance, Dan Aykroyd.
Ma'am.
Is Sergeant Joe Friday. Tom Hanks is Detective Pep Streebek.
I'm your new partner. There's a dress code for detectives in robbery homicide. Section 3-605.10, .20, .22, .24, .70, .80. My name's Friday.
Take a lot of kidding about that?
Almost never.
You know the kinds of things that can fall into an industrial sausage press? Not excluding rodent hairs, bug excrement.
I hate you, Streebek.
You got a lot of repressed feelings, don't you, Friday? Must be what keeps your hair up.
Police officers, ma'am.
Why couldn't you have got here before that big, fat, stupid-looking piece of sewage breath stole my white wedding dress?
Just the facts, ma'am.
We need to ask you a few questions.
Their job.
You know, Friday, I think we finally found your look.
To enforce the laws.
This is shaping up to be a little more than just a series of simple robberies.
And preserve the safety of decent citizens.
Streebek! I found the snake!
Sure, this city isn't perfect. We need a smut-free life for all of our citizens. Cleaner streets, better schools, a good hockey team.
Dragnet. A new generation of courage.
Thank God it's Friday!
Just the facts, ma'am.
That was the trailer for Dragnet, released on June 26, 1987, rated PG-13, with a runtime of 1 hour and 46 minutes, directed by Tom Mankiewicz, written by Mankiewicz, Dan Aykroyd, and Alan Zweibel, starring Dan Aykroyd, Tom Hanks, and Christopher Plummer. Initial thoughts on this: I'd seen this movie a ton of times as a kid, just because you had Dan Aykroyd from Ghostbusters and Tom Hanks. I remember seeing Joe versus the Volcano in the theater. So I always gravitated towards that cover walking into my local Video Town, which was our video rental store before Blockbuster took everything over. But yeah, but
do we need to describe these days what a video rental store is?
I feel I do. I really feel I do.
It was the evil corporate store. You walked in, had a and there you go. You could rent Dragnet. Patreon exclusive.
There you go. Everybody on the YouTube just heard a bunch of bleeps. Was like, what just happened? You got to sign up for the Patreon exclusive. So as a kid, like, this would be one of my frequent rentals, because it wasn't just, now similar how we talked about how there wasn't a lot of laugh out loud moments in Slums of Beverly Hills, right? But it was still entertaining from start to finish because you were involved in the story, right? This kind of is in a similar situation where there wasn't like a lot of like laugh out loud comedic moments, but it was still a comedic story that you were still involved with, that actually felt like a longer episode of Dragnet. So like, especially towards the end, it got really action heavy, right? Which I personally love. That's my cup of tea, but it might not be everybody's cup of tea. So as long as you're prepared for that and are okay with that kind of gimmick, you'd totally be fine with this. Greg?
So I hate to admit this, but I didn't even know this movie existed. I knew the show existed. I loved the show. But yeah, never knew about this movie. So, which is crazy. Because I mean, obviously all-star cast based off of an amazing show. So yeah, this was a great surprise to watch and enjoy. And yeah, I had a lot of fun, although I did have another moment where I was like, how's Ozzy gonna feel about this? Because I know Ozzy's criteria of keep it within 90 minutes. And I know that this went 106 minutes, but I think like 15 minutes of it was the intro. So, you know.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. Usually I'll like have something to eat as I'm watching these, and I was halfway finished with my food by the time the credits were done, the opening credits. Todd?
I saw this in a movie theater way back in 1987.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hyped for this. I mean, we already know I was a huge Dr. Detroit fan, so.
Right, exactly, as previously mentioned. So
yes. Oh yeah, he was also in Ghostbusters too, but well,
as
Ghostbusters also, yes.
As well.
Yes, I'm not Crystal Sculling
Ghostbusters 2, I think, didn't even come out for another 2 years after this, or 3 years, I believe.
So this was a happier time in film history.
And it is fun to see Tom Hanks. Like, I forgot about young Tom Hanks with like Big and Turner and Hooch, all those fun movies where Tom Hanks wasn't the kind old dad that he is now, you know? Like he had some, I wouldn't say edge, but you know, he wasn't
Bachelor
the clean
Party's a
cut guy.
cinematic classic.
Yeah.
Well,
spoiler if we ever cover it.
But like when somebody hears Tom Hanks, they think Oscar award-winning actor Tom Hanks. They don't think the comedian. It's almost like maybe like Bill Murray, where like a lot of recent Bill Murray is leaned more on the dramatic end, but you still have like What About Bob and all of his classics, right?
But I don't think he, like, people when they think of Bill Murray still think funny. I think Tom Hanks doesn't have that. Like, I mean,
oh no, not at all.
Yeah, that's
in fact, so Tom Hanks, Bosom Buddies, right? One of the TV shows he was in, if you're unfamiliar. Apparently, on the set, when people would not remember their lines because they wouldn't be taking it seriously because it was just a goofy TV show about two men dressing up as women, he would genuinely be upset, and he would be the one on the set to get like everybody. No, let's, he would take it incredibly seriously, and it is a real treat to see young Tom Hanks. Like, because you're so used. I was trying to reference him via trivia, so I was trying to think of songs that could immediately relate to Tom Hanks, and in that, I'm trying to think, what do people think of when they think of Tom Hanks? And I think the first thing people think of is Forrest Gump, at this
I
point.
went Castaway, but you're right, Forrest Gump.
Or at least a dramatic role. They don't think comedy with Tom Hanks. Like, to your point, Greg, are you being invaded? What's going on?
It's raining really hard. It just started slamming against my garage door. Sorry.
No. As long as, because the look on your face had me concerned. But as long as you're good there. But no, going back to there, young Tom Hanks is always a treat. And Todd, anything else with your initial thoughts? Because I was about to move into favorite moments.
This is the film that I learned what a pagan was. Although all I'm saying is that outfit for Halloween would be kind of dope.
Oh, the one with the goat legs.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I would pop so hard if I saw somebody dressed up as Dan Aykroyd with the goat pants. But I do have, going into the favorite moments, I got two here because, again, this would be one that I would rent as a child over and over again. And what always got me every single time was Tom Hanks's laugh. Right? And especially, like, even though it didn't sound real, is when when the dude has his foot on his hand, preventing him from grabbing the gun, and he says, along the lines of like, that's my partner or whatever.
Right.
And then Hanks laughs at him. As a kid, I'd lost it. Like at age 6, 7, 8, like I'd lose myself. And then from there, it was either that or the scene when they're reenacting the goat dance for the chief.
Yes, that is the voiceover.
Had me rolling, right? You have the serious voiceover going on in the background. You see them acting the way they do. But those moments hit me most as a child. Now it's practically any time Tom Hanks is on screen. And because you're so used to seeing him in all these types of dramatic roles that like when he does like just full on comedy, it is such a treat. So like when he was, I'm pretty sure he was laughing at the highway patrol when they were on their way to the pagan ceremony. And he does that same laugh he did in the money pit where he laughs to the point where he can't breathe
my mom called that out because I watched this with her and she called out the money pit laugh. That's funny.
Isn't that also the Woody laugh?
Yes. He does. He has a moment there, but Tom Hanks, whenever he did, like, he has one of those, like one of his fake laughs are those laughs where he is out of breath. And when he does it, like, that's why he's Tom Hanks. You know what I mean? That's one of his Bruce Willis's smirk. It's one of those things. So Greg, favorite moment.
I'm gonna also take two, but only because one of them is a funny one and the other one's just something I really appreciated. So the thing I really appreciated about this was all the different penal codes. I looked them up just because I was curious. And sure enough, they're spot on to what they were putting out. So like
he didn't make any of that up.
No, not at all.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That is really brilliant.
Definitely props to that. I really, really, really appreciated the attention to detail. But for a funny moment during the pagan ceremony, there's this chant that the guy was saying as they're about to push the virgin into the pit. And at one point he goes, "White and clean as driven snow from Orange County. Here we go." And for some reason, just how casual that was for such a, like, I loved it. I just laughed way too hard.
Todd?
This was a hard one. I do want to say we didn't mention this. This has Jack O'Halloran from the greatest Superman film ever.
Superman 2?
Okay. See, I was going to make sure you got it right. Didn't flip out.
The Donner cut.
Well, they're both good. I like both.
The Donner cut.
Okay,
this is an argument for another time.
But yes, it is.
And I'm not joking about the Superman 3 and 4. That's a fun little joke argument.
No, that's
I'm dead serious about Superman 2.
I will argue
Donner cut being
2.
way better than the original.
No, it is, but it has its flaws because it was never finished. So there's arguments for both of them. Is all I'm saying.
I'll give you that, but I will say Lois Lane isn't an idiot in the second one.
Yes, the biggest problem is the same ending again. I think personally. Because they have to reuse the ending from Superman.
Right. Yeah, I get it. But
so that's where I have a hard time.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Moving on. I apologize. But
maybe I won't cut this out. Maybe this will stay only on Patreon. Well, now it is.
Anyhow,
My favorite moment.
Because you said this also has Jack O'Halloran, which you forgot to mention.
Yes, I did.
From
And
the
I was trying to figure out what my favorite moment was. I had it. I lost it. But damn it.
You lost it.
Yes.
You can't just like it doesn't come back to you?
Can I guess it?
Sure.
Yeah, let's try guess Todd's favorite moment.
Well, speaking of lost it, when the statue had its dick shot off.
You know what always makes me laugh? You know, when the Anaheim shout out happens.
Yeah.
As you can see from the graphic.
Yeah. Wait a second. Damn it! Todd! You are fucking ridiculous. Wait, no, this is Patreon exclusive. You are fucking ridiculous. I'm gonna change that shit right now.
That's why I was like trying to remember. I literally was typing it out and I forgot what my favorite bit.
Damn it, Todd! I'm gonna change this. Change it right now.
Okay.
God damn it, Todd!
Okay, hold on. I'll fix it.
I have a link here that says having issues. If I click that, could I have a safe drop on you like Wile E. Coyote? Come on! I am a champion! Champion!
Hold on.
Champion! And there's 7 other people in my league that wish they were champion. Oh, come on, Todd!
I'm on it.
I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Oh, please don't.
Well,
I no guarantees.
You know, the person you were playing with is not a virgin because he got f***ed out of that trophy.
Okay. Greg, shut up! Ridiculous. Todd, get that asterisk out of my name, and what the hell is the 37 for?
37.
God damn it, I know what it's for. Come on. Enough with this ridiculousness. We need to get to the ratings.
Well, go ahead and rate it.
I fix this shit first. No,
I don't remember what it is. 272 something champion.
The 272 champion Ozzy V.
Okay.
It's been every week for the past 2 years because I am that good.
All right. Calm down.
Thank you. Greg, what's your review? I'll come back in a second. What's your rating?
No, I'll give it a 5. I was pleasantly surprised by all of it. Had a lot of fun. Good times all around.
I'm also a 5, no asterisk.
I go 4.5.
Just because he's angry at us.
I'm not. No. Genuinely. I had this started at a 4, right? But then the more I discussed it, the more I was talking about it, I leaned more at 4.5. The only reason I'm not giving it that 5 is because I just felt something was missing from it that would, like, when it comes to a comedy and I rank a comedy as 5, I want to be in tears at one point in the movie.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I didn't have that moment as an adult where I was in tears. I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed it. But it didn't have that, that.
You know what it was missing?
Huh?
Something you could only see on MTV. The music video. I literally, it's painful for me to watch it. It's that 1987 bad. I'm just going to do it. Here we go.
Oh, wow.
My name is Friday. I carry a badge.
I hate this so much.
Thursday, January 15th. It was chilly that morning in the city.
Everything that's wrong with the 1980s.
We happened to witness a
Oh
ritual in
my
progress.
God.
See that, Streamek? We're just in time. We have stumbled into a major crime.
This is from the end credits.
Yes, but there's an actual music video.
Oh my God.
I remember recording this on Friday night video.
Don't you know we really ought to read them their rights? Read them their rights. Read them their rights.
Well, I'm here tonight to rap about your rights. Because right now you're in trouble. Don't have to say nothing at all. Y'all got to call. And you better make them on the double.
This legitimately played on MTV in 1987.
Well,
The pagan masks. They got the gopher on.
You're a dangerous mob, and it is our job to bust you all for being
Was he
violent.
missing the Blues Brothers?
We are
Or?
here. Let's stay
Oh,
clear.
It was 87. He's going to spit a rhyme.
Excuse me, Carter. Mr. Crime Stopper, what is
God, it's still going.
I have to believe it's only like 3 minutes long, yet it feels like 20. I thought I was watching a cipher.
Wow.
Like, a record executive said, yeah, not only they're going to record it for the end credits, we're making a damn music video.
You know what this reminds me of? But I think they're trying. I don't know if they're trying to be as serious, but the opening to that John Cena show was it?
In case you might be worried about the friends you lose.
At least I get to see you on the evening news.
It's a new sensation.
We go down to the station
You're going to answer some questions.
and have some refreshments.
I have, like,
What were you doing on January 15th of this year? All we want is the truth, mister. What were you doing in the location in question? What is the purpose of your pagan organization?
Whoa, you can't say nothing on me, Carver.
Oh, God.
Well, excuse me.
Oh, no. No, no, stop it. Oh, God.
Hey, when she got hot cop chicks. Like, there was an executive.
He just walked out of the interrogation room.
Actually, I think the interrogation room walked out of the building. It's like, I've had enough of this.
And now they're in there.
When were they ever dressed like bike cops?
I thought they were postal workers for a second.
They're undercover as postal workers.
In case you don't agree with my methodology, I like to do things my way.
Why are they in jail?
Don't forget, my name is Friday. I'm the man of the hour. The arm of the law.
Oh, thank God. Oh, my God.
If you get me uptight, I am. I'm as strong as the army. Coming down like a hammer.
Okay, all right. Oh, Lord.
It's like it never ends.
Oh, God, it doesn't. It just keeps going. Like, full disclosure, I love Tom Hanks. I love Dan Aykroyd. But holy cow, that was pretty bad.
I was going to play that in place of the trailer, but I was like, I don't want it to affect the score of the film.
That's true. So what's funny, so you kept saying, somebody at MTV approved this. So then I was like, okay, so let me go to 1987 and look over some videos that were released in 1987. This list I have is off of imthedb.com. One of the things that sticks out, it's a Bananarama song, Trick of the Night. Pet Shop Boys, always on my mind. It's nothing. Yeah, Bad Michael Jackson. That video, that was a pretty popular video.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was.
So, I mean, like, you had a song from Yellow that did "Oh Yeah" from Ferris Bueller. So none of their other songs caught on, but they released.
This isn't the only single from the soundtrack.
Oh my God! On this list is "City of Crime" 1987. Dan Aykroyd. Jesus, would you believe me?
But that's not the only one. There's also a song for the theme. There's also a music video for the theme that they're in, and they just kind of dance around and do weird stuff over green screen.
Dude looks like a lady. Aerosmith.
All right.
Had Faith by George Michael also released that same year. So I mean, you're going over. As I'm going over some of these songs, it's like. Doesn't really seem too out of place. So when you say like an MTV executive said this was okay, it's like, well, based on what was already happening on MTV, I don't think it was really that bad.
Well, the other one was The Art of Noise, Dragnet. And that was the theme to the movie. They made a music video for that also. But I'm not double torturing everyone tonight.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Yeah, no, we appreciate that. We want people to
at
come back.
At least that one had lyrics.
True. Now, but I do applaud you for that because we do want people to return to watch next week's episode where we will review another one of our favorite comedies or possibly one of your favorite comedies. Go ahead, tune in next week to find out for sure. However, I will say for those Patreon members that are watching live right now, it'll be this episode that will be airing next week. However, we'll be back with a new episode for you guys that will be airing on March 13th. You guys have any final thoughts before we head out for the evening? Any final thoughts on Dragnet? the movie.
I'm just
beforehand.
curious if Todd can mess with your green screen like he can your name, and then just
Do
put them dancing.
not stop.
That would be great.
Stop it. Stop it.
Maybe we'll put
Stop
some-
it right now.
Maybe we'll go old
Stop
school
it.
and throw some pumpkins behind you.
Maybe we'll just stop it right now. That's an idea. It's a thought, possibility, potential
No.
conclusion. Okay, well,
We'll see. We'll see.
if you guys don't have anything else, I think we'll be finished for the night. Is that? It sounds like it's the case.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm
go
done listening.
That
I'm done.
VR.
You guys were talking over each other. I couldn't
I
understand
know.
what you're saying. PSVR 2, and Todd's probably gonna have some cookies.
No, I'm done. I'm done listening to Ozzy, so I'm good.
Ah, well, there you go. We've all reached our breaking point for the night then. All right, Flesh Wound producer Todd and world-famous juggler Greg Larson, and I'm Ozzy V. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you next week right here on Flesh Wound Farce.